Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Federico Mayor, for being with us tonight. We have some questions for you, of course.
I know.
Do you hear me well?
Yes, very well.
Excellent.
You can listen to me?
Very well too.
Very well.
So thank you. Thank you again for being with us tonight. Quick question, of course, you mentioned 1945, with people, all human beings are equal, as the United Nations Declaration. How can we get to this equality in terms of education, especially when it comes to education, girls and boys? How can we achieve this education towards equality?
Well, I am, as you know, I am a biochemist. And also as a biochemist, I can assure you that all human beings are equal in dignity. And this is very important to know from the very beginning. And during centuries, we have been only under a male power. And this male power has been always the dominating, and 90% of humanity was being born, living and dying in some square kilometers without any capacity of expressing themselves. Now, and this is education. Article number 1 of UNESCO, I repeat what I have said already. All the human beings are equal. And progressively, now we can tell that we must be free and responsible. This is education. Sometimes when they say that to be educated is to know many languages, or to know a lot of mathematics, or all this is not true. All this is to be able to do things. But to be educated is to be the master of your own life. To be educated is to realize that we are all equal. And I like very much what has been said in this program at the beginning. It has been said that everyone to support anyone. I mean, we must be able to realize that all human beings are equal. Whatsoever is our gender, is our sexual feelings, our ideology, our religion, all human beings equal. And this is to be educated, to realize that now we have voice because of the digital technology. And now, yes, now this 1945 first phrase of the charter that says, we the peoples. Now we have resolved. And now we can do this, because at this moment we were unable to express ourselves freely. Now we can. Now I think that this is our hope, that we can invent a different future for humankind.
And this different future, si vis pacem para bellum, si vis pacem para verbum, do you think we need to find a new way to communicate, especially regarding our differences, and when it comes to better communicate together? There is a new way to communicate, especially when it comes to education for respect.
Exactly. Always has been all based, life has based in force, in power. Now we realize that we must come from a culture, and the best definition of culture is our everyday behavior. Then we must now come from a culture of war, a culture of domination, a culture of imposition, to a culture of encounter, a culture of dialogue, a culture of, you have very well said in Latin, from we must come from what is the bellum to verbum, from force, from bombs, from arms, to mediation, to dialogue, to negotiation, to peace. And that is for this that I hope that now, precisely now, we will realize that war, confrontation must be the past. Now we must come to the vis pacem para verbum. And this is education. Those that are educated are the owners of their life, and they decide now that they will not utilize anymore any kind of force or domination with the others.
As a leader, would you give some advice in order to really have a promoting peace leadership? What do you think leaders must learn to do personally to promote peace?
Well, I think that we have, some very good guidance in the United Nations. But in the United Nations, at the beginning, immediately the veto of the 5 winners of the Second World War was introduced. And one institution has veto, then they are unable to do exactly what they want. Now it's the same thing, and I must tell you this very clearly today, precisely today, that in the European Union is the same. European Union now has the possibility of expressing very nice things, but they cannot decide because they have introduced the unanimity concept. And the unanimity is exactly the opposite to democracy. And therefore, today, the European Union cannot take decisions and cannot be the important institution for the war in Ukraine, etc. Therefore, and in summary, education, 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 education for peace. This means that from now on, we reject the utilization of force, and that we, from now on, we will come to a culture of peace. We have a resolution of the United Nations General Assembly presented by UNESCO in 1999. It is called Resolution on the Declaration and Program of Action. Therefore, there we have what we must do, and program of action on a culture of peace and non-violence. Therefore, I think that now we have already the guidance. We have the guidance of the resolution on the Agenda 2030. If in all, because there is the very important danger today in relation with the climate change. Therefore, and in summary, please, now we have already the guidance. We have the guidance of being free and responsible. We have the guidance of the Declaration of Human Rights. We have the guidance of democracy. We have the guidance of a declaration on a culture of peace. Please follow this. Please follow this. This is to be educated. And we can, in this way, redress the present trends of this governance based on plutocracy, this governance, neoliberal governance based on the G7, G8. No, now we must come to a democratic governance in all the world.
Notion of alterity is also extremely important. What do you think men should do for women's rights education, for example?
In relation which?
The notion of alterity, the otherness, like nos otros. The notion of alterity is very important.
No,
so alterity. What should men do in women's rights education, for example?
No, but these are, I think that when I say that we are all human beings are unique, I am already giving an answer. Because if we are unique, this means that diversity is extraordinary. And this is our I think that this must be our confidence, because we must think we are all different. All the human beings are completely different, but we have all some capacities, some faculties that are really give us an immense force, because we can think, we can anticipate, we can innovate, we can imagine, and we can create. I repeat, every human being is a creator. And therefore do not say if there is a woman, if there is a man, if there is a children, of all human beings equal in dignity. And in all this diversity, all of them are able to create. Now, what we must do is to create a new era. We are in a new era. We are in the Anthropocene, you know, and many things are changing very rapidly. And now we must react. And now we must say, yes, we are going to participate. We are going to express ourselves. We cannot be silent. We have a duty of memory, but we have a crime of silence. After having memory, we cannot remain. And I think that for this, I am very, very happy with this forum that you are so wisely being the director, because this forum tells us now we are entering in a new moment. We have a fantastic capacity with the digital technology, etc. But do not forget that we must be always, the natural intelligence must never be submitted to the artificial intelligence. We must be always the owners of our lives. And for this, I repeat, there is when, you know, if you ask me what is the solution is love. We must realize that to recognize all the others, to consider that all of them deserve our attention and our love. This is the most important thing. Love is the solution.
Love is the solution. That will be the end of our discussion. Thank you so much to conclude it so beautifully. Thank you again for being with us.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.